Hey, what is up guys? Today we're checking out the Playout Kai, Final Fantasy 15 Lunafreya. So let's take a look at the packaging, then we will take a closer look at the figure. Stay tuned guys. Okay, so here is the front of the packaging, and we have a nice photo of the figure itself with the 30th anniversary sticker on the front. And down here we have the logos of Final Fantasy 15 and Playout Kai. And here's the side of the box and the back, and we have some screenshots of the figure itself. As you can see, the packaging for my Lunafreya is kind of falling apart. These figures are pretty old, so I think maybe the glue just isn't strong enough to hold these figures long term. But anyhow, that's a look at the back, and let's take a look at the inside of the packaging because we have a bit of text in here. So if you guys want to read this, then by all means, just feel free to pause the video and read that. And here we have the figure itself, and a nice window display to showcase the figure inside the box with all the accessories. So we have the outer packaging, we have a couple pairs of hands, we have her staff in the back, and the figure itself. So not a great deal of accessories, but anyhow, let's take a look at the figure. Okay, so here we have the figure out of the packaging, and I've got to say, this figure is a very simple design. I mean, there's really not much going on here. It's pretty much just a girl in a white dress. So yeah, it's almost a boring design if you guys want to say that. But I don't know what it is. I still love the figure. I think the head sculpt is just absolutely amazing. Probably one of the best head sculpts out of all these Playout Kai Final Fantasy 15 figures. Yeah, just such a solid head sculpt, and it's just a very visually pleasing figure, even if it is a very simple design. So let's go ahead and take a closer look. Okay, so here is the head sculpt, and look at the sculpting work here. It's just so nice. You can see the eyes are painted a very bright blue, and they really stand out. You know, a very beautiful looking piece, I would say. And you can see the lips are painted a very light pink with a bit of gloss over them. They kind of shine in the lights, which is, you know, a nice touch. It makes it feel a bit more realistic. And here is the hair sculpting, with all the strands of hair sculpted in there. It's a very elegant looking character, and very, you know, very majestic. So I love the head sculpt. I think it's pretty much perfect. I mean, there haven't been too many Lunafreya figures made out there. I think there may have been one made by Superduck, you know, quite a number of years ago. But I would say this is probably the best Lunafreya figure because it's just the most complete and the most, you know, visually stunning piece out of all of them. But anyhow, that's a look at the head sculpt. And moving down here to the chest piece, she's even got some type of necklace sculpted onto the chest, which is stuck onto the figure. I wish this was made out of a separate piece of, you know, of chain. I think that would have worked way better instead of sculpting it onto the figure. And here's how the dress piece looks. You know, we have all these nice creases and folds in the clothing. It looks very elegant. And the paint job in the dress piece is also pretty nice. It's not just completely painted white, as you know, some people may think. We have many different tones in there. We have light blue, we have grey, almost black in some areas in between the cracks. So yeah, I think the paint job and the sculpting is just spot on here. And it's also split at the side to help out with the articulation, which I will give you guys a look at a little bit later on. But anyhow, let's look at the figure from the front. And here's the back of the figure, and let me just give you guys a close-up on the sculpting of the hairpiece because it's actually very nice. It looks pretty good. And here is the back of the body of the figure of the dress piece. And here's the other side of the figure, which is pretty much the exact same on this side. I don't see too many differences apart from maybe the design of the hairpiece. It looks a little bit different. But as for the arms and the dress piece, it's you know, pretty much the exact same design. And she's even got her ring on the finger. Okay, so let's take a look at the articulation for the figure. So now, the articulation is pretty mixed on this figure. We don't have a great deal of articulation, But yeah, we'll get into that in a second. So as for the head sculpt, we have a ball joint in there. We also have a ball joint at the base of the neck. As for the shoulders, we have these ball hinge joints, and same goes for the elbows and the wrists, we have ball hinge joints. So inside the torso piece, we have a large ball joint in there, and it can rotate as you guys can see, and same goes for the waist, we have a ball joint, which is a bit restrictive. Now as for the leg piece, which is pretty much the main piece, as you guys would expect, the articulation is pretty restrictive here, just because of the design of the dress piece. But if you guys can see here, the dress can actually split in half into two pieces, which, you know, from a design standpoint, I understand why they did this. It doesn't look that great, you know, because the dress shouldn't do this, you know, if it was a real dress. But I feel like they had to do this because otherwise you could never move the legs. So yeah, the dress piece does split in half, and that's what it looks like. It's you know, a little bit weird, but this is what they have to do if you want to move the legs. It seems like we have a ball ratchet joint at the hips, and it seems like we have looks to be a ball hinge joint at the knee and a ball hinge joint at the ankle piece, and that's pretty much it. So, you know, not a great deal of articulation and very restrictive, but you know, this is the design of the character, so I don't really blame Square Enix for making the figure like this, because I feel like they had no other choice. But anyhow, not the best articulation for the figure, but it still looks pretty good. And here's how she looks holding the staff. Now the staff is a pretty cool piece because it can actually split into two pieces, so it just makes fitting the staff into her hands a bit easier, which is a really cool feature. But anyhow, here's how it looks, and let me just give you guys a close-up. It's actually pretty nicely detailed and painted. It looks very metallic, and I think she really suits holding it. It really fits in theme with the character. And here we have Lunafreya beside the rest of the Playart Kai Final Fantasy 15 figures. So I've got her displayed next to Aranea and Cindy. So yeah, that's Lunafreya and the rest of the Chocobros. Gladios, Prompto, 30th Anniversary, Noctis, Ignis, and Prince Ulrich in the back. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will have more videos on the other figures which will be on the channel, so I hope you guys will enjoy. If you guys are new here, be sure to subscribe to the channel and be sure to ring that bell notification so you guys don't miss out on all these Playart Kai figure reviews. Thank you guys for watching, have a great day, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Alright, take it easy guys.